All right. Here we are, ready to start The Rock with all the fun that is ensuing with that. If you're watching, remember you can use your sweet inspiration, your channel points in order to help our people out. They can use that once in an encounter, and it is tons of fun. And we currently have taken care of some issues. Ultimately, our amazing town needed a way to collect some income and ways to um, get security forces, sheriffs, deputies, and all sorts of things together in order to begin to patrol the area as well as make some well-needed community services. The biggest thing right now being is many of the families here have found themselves pregnant, and in order to not have the entire town's workforce halved, there was a thing put forth that somewhere to watch the children, some people to be in charge of watching the children, and payment for them would have to come along. And so this has become a project, and with most projects here at Dawn's Hope, there has been usually people simply put things together as the need arose. But as it's been growing and as they now have a mayor, began to realize that they needed essentially a bureaucracy to make these decisions and to count on a certain portion of resources. And with that, Ms. Gabby Ross was able to encourage the people to do so with a vision of the fine, amazing, centered metropolis this place could be, provided by Jeremina Joffrey, an artist that they commissioned, who absolutely did so in a very safe manner and didn't endanger one life. Absolutely not in doing so. And then after doing that, they left, leaving our people to pursue making relations with the town that is nearby Miracle Lake, or at least seeking some information. So we are still at town. We can make any preparations or anything else we would like to do. But after that insanity, I'm sure our characters went with a long rest. So let's see. And we'll get going. All right, so the sun rising on another day on Dawn's Hope. People are moving. People are happy. They do look towards the future, but overlooking the skyline of the town with an ever-growing and looming patch of dark crystal, now 20 feet high and growing ever closer, slowly but steadily. There's a dark storm of energy and blasts that can be seen above, and until today could not be heard. But now, just the slightest bit has moved its way into the rock song of Dawn's Hope. The wood on the houses vibrate differently now, as do the weapons and everything here. Or when the song of the rock is altered in a place, all sorts of things can happen. So while there is hope, there is a nervousness at the oncoming darkness. And with that, we've established that a morning ritual for all of you is to meet at Miss Arya's. It is almost an unofficial council meeting that occurs over breakfast coffee and drinks depending on your flavor. So before you all went to this place for this morning meeting, is there anything in particular you'd want to do, or should we start there?
Um, I have a note here. I seem to recall that I had done some scouting around the Miracle Lake area, and had taken some notes on it. So I would have made sure that I brought those with me.
Okay. Do you send some people to do that?
No, this is we went through there on the convoy in.
Okay, yes. When that happened? Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so you're bringing your notes from what you noticed on the first way. Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. Do we just want to get going, or do we on the trip, or is there anything anybody wants to have happen before at the meeting?
Not very.
I seem to, and again, I'm not remembering 100% from that convoy in, but Miracle Lake was also near, and I'm sure Ogie would be able to tell us if Ogie were here. But weren't there some massive Cenarium outcroppings near there as well? Or were that... I remember running into both in the convoy. I don't remember how close they were to each other, though.
Yeah. I think it's some snaring outcroppings that were also a nest of things that were a little over the way. There are outcroppings near the village because that's what they were doing, mining it, the town. They were mining such things. So yeah, sort of. But Miracle Lake is some distance away from the town.
Okay.
But yeah. All right. Anything that anybody would want to make sure, if there's nothing to really discuss at the table, anything that everyone wants to make sure is they brought with them as they went towards this town.
I would make sure I have the box of safekeeping in case we need to in case we find anything that needs to get put in the box. I realize that they only hold small crystals, but don't need that getting found by anybody else while we're gone. And want to be able to carry anything we find.
Very good.
I think Arya would bring some of her a bit of her stash of alcohol for like distribution to kind of like, hey, we're good people, you know what I mean?
They kind of have something to potentially offer. Yeah, I like
yeah.
that.
A bit of her minty stuff and a bit of her cinnamony stuff.
All right. So mark down alcohol.
So, and again, I know Ogie's the cartographer, but I would have made sure that we brought some of the, and if he's going to be here in a little bit and he can join us, that's great. But I would have made sure that we brought the cartography stuff with a specific intent of my hunter group that I've got. Having a map and making note of particular wildlife or where I would, lakes or groups of trees, anything that would be of note for my hunting group.
Makes sense. Yeah, just kind of taking notes. All good. All right. Very good. So then, with that, then I think we go forward here. So those things, make sure you have all of that. Now, you leave the town with the Stormin Scenarium left behind. And sorry about that. We see our group moving through, crossing the bridge.
Oh,
And, yep.
Sorry. Having not been here last week, did we do anything about all of the scrying runes throughout the city?
No.
Okay.
In a word, that was not something that was addressed. All right, I'll make sure. Are we ready to go for this? I'm not getting a lot of responses, so I'm sort of moving the game along.
I'm ready. I think the
Okay.
reason why we didn't deal with the scrying or anything like that is because we didn't find out until right before we were, or Matthias didn't find out until right before we were leaving, and we had backtracked last.
Yeah, yeah, right. So technically, a lot of that we didn't find out till you had already decided to leave. And
Okay.
then we just last session was really backfilling what Miss Gabby was doing a little bit.
Okay.
Everyone was participating, so it was sort of a weird timey-wimey session.
All right. No, that's
So,
fine. Cool.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm ready to go.
All right. So, a poet of the rock by the name of Bob Butters has written many a verse. Some consider him the only poet or true poet, and he has traveled many a places. And most who come here come into contact with his writings. And one verse in particular, as all of you make your move and leave this place behind, comes to mind. In a town rough and tumble, I found myself one day where the streets were unkempt, and the people did sway to the beat of a different drum, a rhythm unrefined. Their ways were rough and harsh, their manners unkind. I walked down the main street, saw the weary faces of the locals who lived lives desolate in those places. Their eyes did not light up, their smiles were few and far. This was a town where hope seemed to have no repertoire. Moving through, the first day's travel goes somewhat unremarkable. Towards the end of the first day, really after you've made camp, you find yourself remembering how from here one could take paths to the nesting area of web um, and rock that seemed to dominate caverns that you had mapped long ago. It seems, even though it was only a few months. And then, of course, there was this continued way where you had tried to steer as far past this town as possible. You are now headed directly towards it. And you hear the cracking of rock nearby as you are at your campsite. The cenarium humming to keep you warm. As you hear a voice. Now approach. From the darkness.
I'll have my dagger drawn but not pointed any particular place. Approach.
Okay. You see walking simply on its muscled arms and hands the rabbit folk that you had met on your way here.
Greetings once again.
Arya jumps up, just super excited to see them again. Oh my god, how are you guys?
Well, if this isn't the Wayward Colony. We're doing well.
That's good to hear. So what do we owe the pleasure?
Well, let's say word had been coming around from my scouts that y'all had begun to make your way here. And I want to see what it is you might be doing. You've been staying there quite a few months when not heard of you. Or from you.
We were on our way to speak to the folks of the nearby town. We have need of information from them, we think.
Them's a strange folk. They, just say they don't treat us any different than you would a non-speaking creature. We've learned to keep our distance.
Well, we might need to educate them some now. That might needs doing.
Well, we ain't gonna get close to there. They are shoot first and get information from the bodies type.
Well, if they try that, then they'll be getting information from their own bodies.
You say so.
Well, from what I understand, there's a few of them that are from Intake City, and Arya gets kind of a haunted look on her face from her time in Intake City.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do something to you. I guess I just wasn't there long enough.
Here we go. Oh, no. I don't know anything about that. We stay away from all the cities, even yours. It's not I don't know. Some come out looking more acceptable than others, I guess.
I should start coming and seeing you guys more often. I'm sorry about that.
It's fine.
You're good folk.
Well, we knew you all had some time to get ready, and frankly, I'd sent my scouts out a little further than we normally had towards all you when I saw the that scenario.
Oh, yeah, that it is a problem. We're part of what we're doing here is trying to figure out what to do about that.
Yeah.
No, I will say, you talk about this town as if, and they'd shoot you similar to any other animal. If you get any gruff from any of my hunters, please let me know. I'll we'll fix that problem if it comes up at all.
Good to know. Is that better, Jackie? Hear us? If you're talking, I cannot hear you. All right, you can hear us, but I cannot hear a word that you're saying. All right. Well, that's interesting. All right, then I guess we'll go a little bit here if you can come out. Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing. Cool. Little technical difficulties today. Well, I appreciate that. We need to. We ain't have no trouble. We don't make ourselves a habit of being seen. But if you want more relations from me and my kind, we're willing to talk more. We had heard about some of your troubles. Let us know if you need any help now.
We will appreciate it.
Right.
It's good to see y'all again.
You as well. Is there anything else anybody else has for us visual?
Would you like to stay and have a drink with us?
I can say a bit, then I gotta get on back. Sure. And he will stand again. He's got these human hands, so he can sit on his hind rabbit legs and have these huge hands come forth and drink.
Yep. Arya will be generous if he wants. And she's just happy to see them because she really... Ooh, I like that picture, Jackie.
Hello?
Yep,
Yes!
we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Is that Nala?
Yeah.
Okay. I really like that picture of her. Just trying to catch up with him pretty much. And try and figure out the best way to get in contact with them outside of town.
Okay. Yeah, I think they'll talk to you about how to use Cenarium to change the color of fire.
Oh. Okay.
And you can light a pink campfire. I will let them know it is safe to come to you.
Awesome. All right. Well, I know you got to get going, but thank you for spending time with us and catching up. And I'll do my best to be more proactive in our communications.
You bet. I'll just tell you, they got watchtowers, and their general practice is to fire upon anyone who gets too close within their range. So, you figure out your approach, I guess, and I'll see you. Now, before we go further with that, Jack, I think I don't know how much. Basically, I had asked if there was any preparations before they left the town. We're now on our way to the town by Miracle Lake.
Okay, so you didn't hear me.
I didn't hear one. To me, you have not spoken at all.
Good to know. Okay.
From the moment you logged into this, I just thought you were like.
Yeah, I thought it was weird that nobody objected to what I said, but Gabby brought she brought 35 dresses. So sort of loaded up on a wagon. And I was with us up until I think we were having a campfire, and that's when I started trying to reboot everything. So I don't know what happened at the campfire, but other than that, I caught everything.
Okay, so you caught it all. That makes sense.
We had a visit from a jacked rabbit.
Oh, okay. One of the ones we saw.
Yeah, from our
Jacked
Rabbit friends. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, so we got your dresses and everything.
Well, that's okay because Arya would have packed a couple of her dresses, including one of her fancy costume dresses.
Yeah, she's getting ready. She doesn't know what she might find. She's just being ready to take care of whatever she needs to take care of, apparently. Love it. So, yeah, any questions Gabby would have for the Jacked Rabbit? He's about to go.
What were y'all talking about with the Jackrabbit?
Essentially, he was just saying that they do have sentries at the town where as soon as they see kind of figures within range, they fire.
It's a shoot first, check the bodies later kind of town.
Okay. So I think Gabby would just ask if it was company technology.
Well, you can tell it's what most people have around here.
All right.
See, the Jackrabbit doesn't really know what the company is. Has never had experience with it.
So based on the way he described it, do I have any knowledge of these things?
Just it's not unheard of for some Cenarian weapons to have longer range.
Okay.
So
I guess what I'm asking is, would I know of any weaknesses these types of things are built with, or where did they try to scratch by on the low budget? And they used the wrong kind of metal, or
okay. So you do know they're essentially rifles that are operated by people. So it's not like it's machinery or anything like that. The probably biggest issue with them is that they do not. Yeah, you would know that within 100 feet, they essentially they're highly inaccurate. But from 200 to 1,000 feet, they're very accurate, and they are equipped to be able to see out and hit up to 1,000 feet away.
Okay, all right. That's all I want to know.
Mm-hmm. All right. Very good. In that case, the night ends without too much trouble. As you make your, how are you traveling for your second day? Anything of note?
At what point would we start to get like close enough to the town? Because it sounds like we need to approach the town pretty stealthily, but I don't know whether that's today or tomorrow.
I would say that you feel okay the second day. Because again, you don't know they were super well. So I would say about the third day is, would say by noon the third day is probably when, if you wanted to have an abundance of caution, you wouldn't want to accidentally get too close without having precautions. That makes sense.
All right.
You might be a little overly cautious, but again, you don't quite know. So other than that, you travel among your no road, just the open wilderness. I want to make sure I didn't miss it. Is there a cart here?
Apparently.
Okay.
I mean,
we can
I don't
rewrite
imagine.
whatever.
I don't imagine Miss Gabby Ross just lugging all 35
Yeah.
dresses on her shoulder.
Yeah. And I don't think Lyra's bound to be the pack mule here.
I was assuming we were riding on something.
I have.
Yeah. I think we would have probably had said that had we been able to hear you and have a conversation. So cool. Let's establish this then. You are on some of the things I think Blue Song was able to get you onto these biomechanical horse mounts.
Okay.
And if you'd like, you can be pulling a wagon with you.
Mm-hmm.
That works.
Well, these sort of remind me of the sheriff.
Yeah. A bit.
And none of these had the sigil on them, right? Because you did mention one was a horseshoe.
Mm-hmm. If you want to check, then make an investigation check.
That is a 5.
5. Nope. No sigil here.
A sigil?
Right. So this wasn't talked a lot about last session, but it happened 2 sessions ago, where Matthias had found that they were tons of Cenarium embedded pieces all around town that he figured out were a way for the company to watch the town.
Oh. Okay.
And he was trying to see if the horses have any of that on them.
Okay.
Everything seems legit.
Yep.
That 5.
They look clean.
All right. I think you continue. Here. Go ahead and let's see who's leading this.
Not me.
I'll take point.
Okay. Then go ahead and give a perception check there.
Uh, 22.
All right, cool. You moving in the next bit here takes you through a type of canyon. high 60-foot walls. As you move through, you can see the signs of Cenarium cracking. Blasts have been fired here. From what you can tell, many at different times. Like there's been a few fights that have occurred in here. And as you continue to go, you can see the dried corpses of people who have died.
I'll let everyone know that this is, apparently a spot that fights and ambushes have happened before, so eyes up, weapons out.
Well, I would suggest we not hide in the same areas they did.
That's good point there. Just eyes up, weapons out, folks.
Very good. And our time here continues. I would say you see that on two of them with that check, there is the Cenarium from their weapons has grown out to cover their hand and to link up with the ground.
All right, that's enough for me to hop off and investigate. That's a little weird.
Very cool. All right, is everyone else staying on the horses?
I'm staying on the wagon.
Okay.
I'm staying where I'm at. I'm not getting off, and I'm sure. Lyra, do you want to help, or do you want? No. Okay.
I will get off and help her.
Okay.
Lyra, would you like to assist me?
Sure. I can help you. What you
All right.
need?
Gabby hands you her hairbrush, then turns around.
Absolutely anything for you, Miss Gabby. And she starts brushing her hair. Not too gently.
Amazing. Then Morgan, give me an investigation check.
$16.
16. Okay. As you look around here, Cenarium appears, the casing of it appears to have been cracked or damaged in the fight. As just the glass and material that encase it are elsewhere, and it seems from this place it has begun to grow. And searching around, you see what look like almost dust particles of what you have been learned that many call Cenarium seed. It's not an actual crystal, it's just like the tiniest bit that then kind of blows away in the wind.
Is that what the thing we had in the box were called?
Yeah. People call them Cenarium seed or seed crystals, and what the ship referred to them as are weave crystals.
Okay.
So, I mean, is there, other than noticing that their Cenarium weapons got cracked or whatever, I feel like you might be trying to get me to put something together here that I'm not.
Oh, so I would say that the idea here is that this has grown and has become a sizable crystal deposit of Cenarium. Way quicker than it should. And you see these particles of this weave crystal that seem to be in the wind itself. So I guess that's kind of the idea that it might have caused this more explosive growth.
Okay, is the seed crystal in the air, like, does it look like it's coming from a particular direction? Is it just sort of like hanging out?
You saw some and then it got blown away. I'd say just it feels like there's a lot of dust here at the rock, and it just seems like in this area this seems to be mixed in with it here or there. It's not like super concentrated. There's a presence.
All right. Noted. I'll hop back on and continue writing.
Okay. You do see that it seems like this is becoming, from this spot underground, it looks like there's veins of Cenarium that are coming all along this ridge. Continue. And
Oh, I don't like this. So
Does
I
it look like people
remember.
have been going?
what'd you
What
say?
was that? Trey?
Does it look like people have been going back and forth between the town we're headed to this deposit?
It doesn't look overly well traveled. I would say, upon trying to look closer, it starts to look like people may have tried to mine within this canyon. You see some of their equipment strewn about, sometimes next to or a little away from these dried corpses.
And they all look the same, like they were attacked.
All right.
Yeah, they all
Or some of
they
them
all
crushed?
have they all have the cracked bones that are consistent with Cenarium death.
So let me. I would like to look at these people and the corpses and the way they're laid out and the nearby tools, and would like to see if I can tell if this is they were mining for crystals and got ambushed and got killed in a firefight, or they were mining for crystals and this Cenarium was unstable and detonated underneath their pickaxes.
Okay, yeah, make an investigation check.
Because you say I'm seeing the Cenarium sort of weaving underground in the underneath the ridge, and the seed is causing this stuff, and I am thinking back to what Blue Song said about the crystal that got planted underneath the city and the demo team that just, blew up a whole frickin' city with the Cenarium crystals that had grown under it. And I'm trying to just get a picture of what's happening here. and that is 19.
Okay. You begin to follow the veins and the positioning of the bodies here very carefully. And tracing this, you see that some seem to have shot each other. But there are what appeared to be you find there's 7 bodies here. 2 have a much more severe level of cenarium wounding. And as you look, it seems like their entire spine and shoulders have been obliterated. And looking here, you don't see where like there has been an explosion, but everyone here is some type of cenarium shot. And from the ones that were more exploded, is you just sort of follow the lines around. You catch sight of what it looks like very pointed rock that comes almost like a thorn of a rock that comes to a point, and it is deeply veined with cenarium. Almost like it is a line of fire from it to this person.
Like the rock shot the people?
There it is within the line of fire. Seems like it. What would you like to do? You can hear me, right?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
so I'm so here's
It's okay, just checking. We've had tech issues today.
What I would like to do, and I realize what I'm going to describe is likely going to be an Arcana check, and I'm terrible at Arcana, but this is what I'm going to try and do anyway.
Okay.
As Warlock, right? I vibe with the Cenarium crystal in my dagger in a slightly different way than most folks use their Cenarium weapons, right?
Right.
I would like to try and see if I can vibe with the rock in this pointed crystal. Obviously, I don't want to be in front of it when I do this. But I want to see if I can vibe with this crystal, figure out what's going on here. Like, could I make it shoot? Does it want to shoot on its own? Is it a trap? Is it like what is going on here? Like, this is just unique enough.
What is crystal? Yes.
You know.
Okay. So you get close to it?
I would like to try and start vibing with it at a distance, but I will get closer to it as I feel the need to try and vibe with it, which may be exactly the wrong thing to do, but it's what I'm gonna do.
Absolutely. I would say you feel like you need to get close to be able to get a sense of this thing. And go ahead and give me your charisma check.
Okay. Just the charisma check?
Yep.
Cool. Do we have inspiration at all? I mean, I have a point, so I'll be using it. I just don't know if there's a point in chat to replace it.
Let me see here. So should I reload it? No, I don't see any.
Okay, then I will burn it. And we'll do this. Okay, I am glad I did that, because that will be a nat 20 for 24.
Nice.
Worth it.
100%. So you kind of close your eyes and really try to listen to the song that cries for a certain type of justice, the roughness here of the law, of death and repayment. And you hear the song here, now that you get so close to it and are focusing, where it usually comes almost as this interpretive symphony. You hear now this idea of pain, in the sense that this place felt pain, specifically from the minor tools. And all it took was one shot to get them firing at each other. And you think the first one came from here. And then a final shot to kill the survivor that shot their friends. And then a lingering question in the song of, would these people hurt us too? And you can see up high, I don't think they were there before, but as you look, they stop. But you swore you could see them almost move, more of these little rocky outcroppings becoming pointed. The ends, and specifically pointed towards all of you.
So I think and again, this is gonna be, I don't know what I'm doing, right? Because that's so much the vibe of all of just this whole game, right? The Rock, and we don't know what the hell we're doing.
Right.
But I would like to use my dagger.
Okay.
And resonate it in a way that mirrors, mimics, complements something the resonance from the Rock that I read when you said it sort of had the sort of resonating question, right?
Yeah.
Will we hurt it? So I would like in a similar complementary resonance to try and just simply know.
Oh, I gotcha.
Or safe, or peace, something like that.
100%.
To answer the question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then I want to say give me a persuasion check.
You don't want to fight a canyon?
I don't want to fight a canyon. All right, the dice. I don't know what I did, but the dice are loving me. The dice just decided I needed another nat 20 for 24. I don't know what my dice like about this canyon, but my dice like this canyon.
Perfect. Looks like a bad pilot just put in inspiration in chat too. Try to communicate this no, and you begin singing here. And there's a resonance of this place as it seems to recognize that your intent is not to simply take whatever you want from it. It recognizes you as friend, and its song grows louder. And now I think is a good time, because I don't think we've done this. I don't know if you guys have chosen or have not, but now your rock mutations are going to occur through this resonance. So this is the 4th level rock feat that you get to choose. So if you want to
Lyra and Arya have already chosen their feats.
Cool. So what does they look like? Because we've not gotten... This is going to be where they at least visually manifest. And so as this song, these changes happen in the bodies officially, I think at this point in the story, what does that look like? For Arya, at least.
For Arya, because she chose because she got the crystalline generation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to remember. It's whenever you heal the Cenarium brain work. Words are so easy today. Replace when you are replaced by crystals instead of skin. Yeah, so you'll see like several like scrapes, or even on her hands. She's had a couple of cuts on her hands or whatnot, and small pink Cenarium crystals. You'll see lines of small pink Cenarium crystals across those, healing up her wounds.
All right. Yeah, almost Cenarium within your veins, as the rock recognizes you as almost a citizenship or a spiritual ally here. What about Lyra?
Hold on just one moment.
Is your carton your skin?
It's fortified my body, or Lyra's body, increasing. I'm not sure how to say this. It's hardened her scales, her skin.
All right. So which one did you take? The name of it?
Rock hardened.
Okay. Oh yes, got it now. I didn't see it. Here we go. Perfect. Yeah. So you see now your Lyra's skin and scales glisten, now more cenarium than its scaly material.
Okay.
So that's your Con 1 AC 1. All right. Everyone else, what is going on with you?
The same kind of crystal that was in the rocks, the same color, the same sort of sheen of the crystal that I've just been sort of resonating with, condenses over my eyes.
Mm. Very nice. Love it. The kind of these seed crystals find their way into your skin, begin to give you the sight of the rock. Comes from everywhere. All right. Ogie, Matthias, or Miss Gabby?
The kind of red and orange veins that go over my body just become crystallized over. Still maintaining the same coloration, but... And I don't know if you'll allow it to still look like it's moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can still move that way. Let's be specific. Which I know.
That was rock hardened also.
Rock hardened. Okay, yeah. So yeah, same thing as it takes root in your skin. Then Ogie or Scabby.
So you see Ogie, crystals actually tear out through the back of his jacket, and they form these kind of temporary crystal wings, and then they quick fold back in.
Ooh,
They look very similar to Pocket's wings.
nice. Oh, I love it. Then Miss Gabby Ross.
I mean, I read over them. I I mean, I feel like two of them I can't use at all. One of them is neat, but doesn't really help. And the other one risks more than it rewards. So I don't like these. But if you want me to roll for it, I'll roll for it.
Yeah, I mean the idea here was that yeah. Why don't we do this? If let's I don't know what you want to do.
Or we can just say she's a late bloomer and I'll choose later.
I think I'm okay. Which one of this? If you want some more time to kind of look through it, we can do that. I don't want you to be forced. I don't want anyone forced into it. So, but I like it is part of the progression here, for 4th level. So, sounds good. We can look at it a little later. I think visually, then, for now, what is a visual thing that happens that kind of shows Gabby's connection to the rock?
She I don't want to hold us up. I'm just not good at this. This is not what I'm good at.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll move from here. I think there's yeah. There is so as this occurs and this valley seems to accept you, these formations happen as the rock is now becoming a home, and Morgan, it's interesting, this ideal of yours of these contracts, this power you draw in a way no one else can. On the rock, these verses of the song you feel like you've heard in no other. In this deep connection, as you sort of witness this weird consciousness, recognize your group as friend and reward them thusly, you can't help but wonder if this isn't the source of those strange verses, or something like it. There is more of a presence here. And thus accepting, the voices grow distant and settled, no longer nervous. What would you all like to do?
Should we head on?
I think we should.
Okay.
Hey,
Let's
my
go.
goodness. Okay. I'm not. I don't know. Let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna do a 5-minute break. I'm personally gonna get a cup of coffee. It feels that maybe people need to do something. I don't know, but let's go back. We're just a little, and then if there's a way we need to do something, we can think about it. But I just want to feels a little strange tonight.
Yeah.
So let's take a break. It's only gonna be 5 minutes. Just real quick, but. Okay. So if we all got a chance to grab something. All right. So I think what I basically want to know is, have we gotten to are we good with our story beats? Do we need to reevaluate what we're doing? Or is it just, are we just rough today? I want to make sure I don't want to run a game no one wants to play. Or I don't know if it's just technical. I just want to make sure we're all right here.
I'm good.
Okay. There's a lot of quiet when I'm asking questions. It's and it could just be there's deeper questions, which is fine. It's it's just long silences.
I thought the investigation stuff was being handled by players. That's why I didn't want to jump in.
That's fine. Okay. Cool.
I think at the same time, I was sort of initiating some of these things, and so everybody's expecting me to sort of answer the questions coming from those things, but I was also trying to give space for everybody else to comment, and I think that conflict sort of created a lot of dead air.
Gotcha.
Because people were expecting me to answer, but I was also trying to leave space for everyone else.
Yeah, so I think this was meant to be more where everyone was participatory, because there was moments of it, and then it felt weird in that moment. Okay.
So I think that's sort of what created a lot of that dead space, I think.
Okay.
Just my opinion.
Yeah, I was just assuming Gabby was still at the wagon and through all of that. It's how I saw it in my head.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, and Arya was over there, and I had it in my brain that she wasn't even paying attention. She was just, I don't know, trying to think of song lyrics or something like that for like a song for her for Fred.
And
Okay.
I was thinking that Lyra is still messing with Gabby's hair.
All right. Okay. Very cool. That helps me understand where we are. Perfect. That sounds great. So I think the scene here. I think I can better describe this. Is even in these moments. Can we try this? A moment where here it seems like this bit of the consciousness of the song that you have traveled through is recognizing your character as an ally, or at least in some very small way, or at least not a threat. And there is this sense of that it is trying to convey. How do you feel your character would experience it? It can be very tiny, or it could be something a little bit more tactile. And then I think we can move on from the canyon.
I think Lyra would feel it as a tingle along her skin. Where most people would feel like a hair raising, she would feel like the tingles along her scales and the vibrations of it along her skin and her scales.
Very nice. I like it.
I sort of imagine with my thing being the bounty, right? As I'm communing with the Rock, and the Rock understanding my role with the bounty and the hunt and the pursuit, and the way the Rock, the scenarium just sort of permeates through the entirety of this canyon, I imagine it being this sort of communion where if I'm the Rock's ally, then the Rock will let me see what the Rock sees. And of course, the Rock sees through vibration, right? It's so much of the Rock is that resonance. So I view this as sort of the Rock's gift back in this is my ability to see what it sees, to help me with the hunt that the Rock wants me to engage in, if you will.
Love it.
I think with Arya, it's I think she would hear the song a little bit more strongly. Maybe be able to resonate a little easier with it. Because the song is her life, pretty much. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's because your from where you are song was everything, and now there's these more lyrical pieces to it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
For Matthias, it is just the way that the little wisps of fire come from his hair. Those are just a little different.
Sparks. Love it. All right. I like that. And then Ogie?
I think right now he's kind of he's been, we're in a valley of some sort. That's all I've gathered.
Gotcha.
There's an investigation of some sort. So I'm assuming he's just been mapping out every little nook and cranny of this valley, of wherever it is, and
Gotcha.
all that stuff.
Gotcha. And so there's more of a familiarity almost possibly that you're getting with this place. I like it. And then if we have to move along from this for you again, Jackie, I'm okay with it because I realize it's a similar question. But if you have something, I would love you to share. It's up to you.
I guess I could always change it later. I think she has. I think it's. I would say everything that she is using to decorate or enhance herself, like whether it be a brooch or something in her hair or her nails or her makeup or something, anything, there's probably a sparkling glitter-like element of the crystal that kind of appears almost as an enhanced glow.
I like it. Very nice. All right. All right. And in that case, you continue from this almost holy place, in a sense, leaving it behind. Some touch more than others due to their connection. And it is in the dust on your steeds. All right. So I'll say we come to another night then, and a little meta. You're going to end up getting to kind of like this intense place within the next day. So I really just want to make sure that there's some space for anything around the campfire or any of those types of things before we get to that point.
So how many days have we been traveling?
This would be the end of day 2.
Okay. So I would say when she gets down to the campfire to sit down, she positions herself slightly in front of Lyra and just hands her the brush. As she kind of says to everyone, well, I think if this place is a potential ally, we should have a formal idea of what we're prepared to negotiate.
Arya's sitting next to the fire, just kind of plucking strings on her lute. You know, that's a good idea. I brought some of my homemade alcohol to potentially bribe, barter, whatever we need to do in order to get in their good graces, so to speak.
Or we could use it as a campfire game.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could use one of the bottles for a campfire game.
She looks at Lyra and looks back. We might need more than one.
Okay, one of each. How about that? Because I brought the mint. I brought 3 bottles of mint and 3 bottles of cinnamon. I know you love that cinnamon, Miss Gabby.
I do. So how about we play a game about truths and lies and everything in between?
So, like 2 truths and a lie, or truth and dare, or truth and dare?
Those all sound wonderful.
Anybody have any other suggestions?
Two truths and a lie sounds interesting.
Okay.
Since it was your idea, Miss Gabby Russ, how about you start?
Well, I don't know the rules.
Oh, the
Well,
rules are easy. You just tell us 2 truths and 1 lie. We have to guess.
and see, if we guess it correct, then you're the one that drinks, and if we guess incorrect, then we're the ones that drink. Fairly simple.
Well, maybe someone could go who knows the rules better, and then I'll go.
Okay. And I'm going to pull out 1 bottle each of the cinnamon and mint. Who wants what?
Now throw the cinnamon this way.
I'll pour you a cup. I'll pour you a glass.
I will stick to the water in my pouch.
Oh, that's no fun. Miss Gabby, here's some cinnamon for you.
Thank you.
Lyra, do you want mint or cinnamon?
Let's go with the cinnamon.
All right, cinnamon. Ogie?
I mean, everybody else has cinnamon, so I guess I'll go with that.
I guess the mint is all mine. I'll pour everybody each a glass of what they want, and you know what? I'll go first. 2 truths and a lie. This is hard. This is really hard. Okay. Let's see. I sang for 200 people one time. I have no idea who my mom is. And I used to spy. On the what is it called? Hold on. I have it written down, but I can't even think of what it's called. On the iridescent eye.
And do we vote?
Just tell me which one you think is a lie.
So I know that you've probably sang in front of more than 200 people.
Okay.
Because there's more than 200 people in the town, aren't there? I don't know.
The mayor doesn't know the population.
And I would say the lie is that you were a spy.
Anybody else have a guess?
See, I know you sometimes have issues with your memory, which makes the idea that you don't know your mother seem to be the easy take. But that's going to be my guess for the lie.
I was thinking you knew your mama.
As is I. You might not know her personally, but I think you know her.
I'm going to say you don't know your mama. You don't know who she is.
Well, we're trying to guess the lie, Lyra.
I'm going to say that the lie is that you don't know your mama.
Okay.
I've never sang in front of 200 people altogether.
Now, did you say all together to begin with?
In a group of 200 people. I've never sang in front of a group of 200 people.
Well, I guess we're all taking a drink then.
Bottoms up.
Ogie sniffs at his glass and does that thing that cats do when they smell something weird. Pinches as much of his nose as he can, goes to shoot it, immediately spits it right back up.
It burns all the way. And you're not supposed to shoot it, Ogie. You're supposed to sip it.
Nope,
So I gave you a full glass.
Okay, fine. He goes to take a sip and immediately spits out a mouthful.
Why are you going to be like wasted by alcohol like that?
I prefer cream liqueur. If I have to drink it all.
Well, I have mint. Do you have any cream?
No. I only got water.
Oh,
We're
no.
traveling. Cream don't travel well. I've
Well, that
learned
sounds like
from
a you
personal
problem.
experience.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a you problem. Okay, Miss Gabby, now that you know the rules, go ahead.
Go ahead and drink.
You need to take a drink, but you also need to do your 2 truths and a lie.
Oh, okay. So I just tell you all the truth and a lie.
There's 2 statements that are true and 1 statement that's a lie, and we have to guess.
All right. Well, let's see. I would say that, well, I guess I'll give the truth first.
But now, don't be telling us which one you're giving first. We have to guess. That's the point.
Oh,
now.
that's never mind. Let me try to reshuffle them up in my head. Hold on.
You take as little time as you need.
Okay. let's see. I, Miss Gabby Ross, only know how to bake one thing. I, Miss Gabby Ross, once had a pet that no one knows about. And I, Miss Gabby Ross, was inspired to become a politician by my mother.
Oh, that's a hard one, Gabby.
Was it too hard? I can tell you which one.
No. Don't tell us. Don't tell us. That's the fun of the game.
I don't think she can bake at all.
I don't think she can either.
I'm gonna say your mom did not inspire you to become a politician.
I'm gonna say that she did not have a pet that no one would know about. I don't imagine Miss Gabby keeping a secret like that.
You're probably right. She probably would have told Tom. Morgan, Ogie?
Let's see. I could see Miss Gabby Ross having a pet, but not telling anybody, because the kind of pet she had might not have been socially acceptable, so she didn't tell nobody about her pet. I can see that, but I think I'm gonna go with the fact that she can bake one thing being a lie.
I already said I don't think she can bake anything. So
Well, which one was the lie?
Has everybody guessed?
Yes.
Well, truth is, the lie is my mother.
Okay, now I get my rules confused. Does everybody but me drink?
Yes.
Yep.
Even Miss Gabby?
Even Miss
Because I
Gabby.
guessed it.
Yes.
Yep. Everybody but you
Correct.
drinks.
All right. Take a sip, Miss Gabby, and everybody else.
Ogie again sips the mint and immediately spits it out.
You have the
Or
cinnamon.
the cinnamon. Well, it doesn't matter. He was gonna spit it out either way.
You are going to piss me off, boy. You spit out my drink again, I'm going to shove something in your mouth.
Okay, he just sets it down then.
And I did have a pet.
What was it?
He was a cat. But it was not appropriate to have an animal in our house, so I kept him outdoors and would feed him and couldn't let anybody know about him, because if someone found out, then they would probably capture him. But one day he ran away. That's
sad. But at least you had that in your life. Maybe we can find you another pet. Who wants to go next?
I want to know what the one thing Miss Ross can bake is.
Well, my grandfather taught me how to bake a particularly delicious holiday treat that I will be more than happy to share with you all around the holidays.
That sounds like a super delightful. I think Morgan should go next.
Oh, I suppose. I suppose. Well now. Well, see now the trouble here is coming up with a lie that y'all might just believe about me. Well, let's see.
I can give you the lie if you need one.
Oh, now see that wouldn't be fair then, because then you'd know which one that is.
I can pretend like I don't know.
All right. I got him here. I have never in all my years worn a dress. In all my years, have never had a gentleman caller. And I was only 16 years old when I first killed a man.
Well, we all know the first one's a lie,
Oh yeah, definitely.
unless you were talking about other than that one time.
Well, yes, I suppose there was that one time now, wasn't there? But so I'll say never before coming to Dawn's Hope have I worn
Okay.
a dress.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Because I was about to say, that's a super easy lie.
That was a super easy one.
That was just 5 days ago.
Okay, so what were the other two?
She killed a man when she was 16.
Uh-huh.
And the other one, well, I think I stopped paying attention on the second one because I was like, oh, the first one's a lie.
It's that
Never had a gentleman caller.
Oh. Hmm.
I think you killed someone before you were 16.
I'm gonna say you've had a gentleman caller because someone as pretty as you would have had to have a gentleman caller. You may not have appreciated the advances, but I think you would have had a gentleman caller.
I agree. Someone as pretty as you has had to have had some sort of gentleman vie for your affection.
By gentleman caller, you mean someone that you were actually in a relationship with? or just someone that liked you?
Well, if we're clarifying things
For-
here, then I suppose we should clarify that a gentleman that actually took me to a meal or an event or some such thing.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So, I think I understand. I'm more inclined that one's true.
Now that I understand, I'm more inclined to think that one's true too. So I'm gonna go with 16 as a lie.
I think it's the dress. I think when you were a child, I think someone at some point. So I think you've worn a dress before. I do. So I think that's the lie.
Now I realize I've had to clarify some things here. So I've forgotten what all the guesses were. Miss Gabby, you think the dress is a lie.
Correct.
Arya, you think that me killing a man at 16 is a lie. And
Correct.
Matthias, you said you thought I'd kill somebody before I was 16. Is that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And Ogie, what was your guess?
I guess I'll just stick with my first instinct of saying that you have had a gentleman caller, even after the clarifications.
And Lyra?
I'm going to go with the gentleman caller. I think there's. No, I'm going to stick with the gentleman caller as lie.
So someone's guessed every category. That means you did a good job.
Well, the only one not drinking is Miss Gabby Ross.
I knew it.
All right. Damn it. She's gonna drink half of her cup.
So, Miss Morgan,
Yes.
for clarification, have you ever been in love with someone? Together with someone?
This is not a place. This is not a place for attachments to people. I lost my dear Sarah on the boat to this place. This is nothing but loss, Miss Gabby.
I'm sorry. How long did you and Sarah know each other?
We grew up together. We were amongst God, the God's nexus, and our families. We were the friends we were allowed to have.
It's interesting. I know what the feeling of having friends you're allowed to have is like, and having acquaintances and other people you're not allowed to know at all. For instance, Mr. Well, what's his name, of course. I wouldn't have been allowed to even speak to him back home. I think I will take a drink. For Sarah.
For Sarah.
Oh, he picks up the glass of cinnamon again, with kind of a side eye over at Arya.
She's pulling
Stare.
she's pulling a scarf out of her bag right now.
Like Gabby's like, you better drink this time.
Who wants to go next?
I guess I'll go.
Yes.
Let's see here. I have stolen thousands of gold pieces worth of stuff whilst working at the docks. I have never had a house before moving here, and my fur is all black.
For clarification, has Gabby ever seen any element of fur on him other than black? On
It
the
would
parts of
really
visible
depend. What's your
parts-
passive perception?
Her passive perception is a 14.
Yeah, mine's
No.
14 too.
All right. I think she's going to believe that's true. You said you stole 1,000 worth of gold.
Thousands.
Thousands of gold. Oh, wow.
Not gold. Worth of gold.
Worth of gold. Worth to you or worth to everyone?
It's, overall, I'd say it would be worth thousands to even the wrong people, but to the right people, very easily so.
Oh, that is easily a truth because of what you have in your pocket right now.
I mean, technically, pockets run around behind in the
Oh,
in
pocket, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think you've ever lived in a home, though.
I'm gonna go with fur.
For clarification, all of the black that you can see on him is in fact black.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna go with fur because Arya knows the worth of pocket.
Yeah, Gabby was leaning toward the thousands until Arya said that, and now she's really conflicted. Because she doesn't think Ogie's ever had a house, but she's also never seen parts of his fur that aren't black, but then she hasn't seen all of Ogie's, so I'm going to go with the fur too.
Just to be different, I think I'm gonna go for the house.
Ira, Trey, or Matthias.
Who's Trey?
Sorry.
Is that his new nickname?
I'm gonna go with the house. I've never seen a house. I've never seen you mention a house.
Is that a lie?
That's a lie.
I think Pocket is worth more than thousands of gold. So I'm going to say that is the lie.
I said I have stolen more than thousands of worth.
I'm still going to stick with my answer. I think you're trying to misdirect me some.
An answer. Ogie just completely undoes his shirt and lifts up the back behind it, and you see there's twinges of bright blue along his back.
Yep, I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take my drink.
And then Ogie does his shirt back up, all tight.
We got 2 more. Wait a minute. Before we move on, Ogie, I know I was just kind of making light of it, but you've never had a house?
Not before the one up at. Not before I got here. No,
Where did you grow up?
out at the docks.
Like on the docks? Or...
Yeah. Is that weird?
No, not at all. I was just concerned, is all. Did you have any family out on the docks?
No. I mean, there were some other kids when I was younger, but over time they left, and eventually I got to the point where I was doing odd jobs around the dock and helping out, and I didn't know anywhere else I should have been.
What did you use your money on? Didn't you ever get like did you at least stay in like a room somewhere in like a saloon or
I mean, they normally had some like broken down crates that I could fashion into something in case it was raining. Otherwise, I typically just would find something, something to just curl up on.
Did you at least have a professional who could clean it?
No. I mean, if it got too dirty, I typically just went to a different box.
I just had no idea. I just thought that sort of thing only existed in books.
Wait, you're making it sound like I didn't have a normal upbringing.
No.
Did I not? I thought it was normal. I thought y'all just lived someplace that.
Here, Ogie, calm down. Take a sip of this. She's gonna hand him some mint alcohol. See if you like this better. Calm down. That's not what she's saying.
He takes a sip and immediately sits it out.
I shoved that scarf in his mouth.
Ooh.
Okay, I just meant I lived most of my life in a room, so I probably just don't have a lot of experience beyond that. So I'm sure that sort of thing's completely normal. I mean, it's in books, so it has to be.
That stays there until we answer the next question. We answer the next 2 truths and lie. Understand, Ogie? That's what I thought. All right, Matthias or Lyra, who wants to go next?
I would like to take a stab at it.
All right.
The first would be, I am a wanted man. I have had more than a couple conversations with a dragon. And while most of us appear this way now, my family has not always had these more fiery traits.
Well, the dragon thing sounds so far-fetched, it must be true. You might be a wanted man. I mean, that could explain why you're here. and I don't know anything about your family lineage.
It is almost like they were all tailored to be obscure.
I have a question, Matt.
Don't you dare
Yes.
roll insight.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, because of living in Traveler's Breach.
Yeah.
What would be the likelihood of him coming across a dragon being from would I know what the likelihood would be? Well, yeah, you're a dragonborn, but I don't think he means dragonborn. I think he means real dragon.
I don't know if you would, because Arya seems to be mostly in Traveler's Breach than the Rock.
Yeah.
So it didn't seem like she really knows what the God Nexus is like.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, based on what my understanding of Traveler's Breach and dragons and stuff like that, like what she would think she would know, Ari's gonna go. I would say dragon is a lie. Dragons are kind of, I don't know. I don't think standoffish is a good enough term for what they are.
And that is a lot of preconceptions.
Oh yes, I pulled the scarf out of Bogey's mouth.
I mean, I've had dozens upon dozens of conversations with Pocket, and he's a dragon, so it can't be that weird. I'm gonna go with the family thing.
I kind of feel like the family thing is the lie as well. I was debating between that and being wanted, but I mean, anybody could be wanted, so.
You know, I'm going to go with being wanted is the lie, just because in some ways, it's the most casual and believable of them all. I think that's the trick.
Could be. I'm going to go with the family because I feel like I've learned so much about my own family lately that it's very possible to not always have certain traits in your family line.
I'm going to go with the family also.
Well, most of y'all are correct. For as far back as anyone can remember, we have always been like this.
I will take my drink happily. And she pours herself another glass because it's out.
I don't think there's been a single round that Morgan hasn't drank yet.
What's so funny is me as a player forgot that's what Matthias said, but I still guessed correctly because I was thinking the opposite of what he said. But she guessed it right, so it's all good.
All right.
So wait,
What?
you so you're wanted and you're
Well, aren't we all wanted? I know I was wanted. I probably still am.
well no,
I don't think I'm specifically wanted, but I know that there are some people that do, in fact, want. Well, not necessarily me. They want Pocket back there.
If they come across you and you got Pocket out, you will be wanted.
You know, I kind of want to ask you about both things, but I mean, meeting a dragon, that's. But you know, then again, like Ogie said, he has a dragon. So, what's the story with this whole wanted thing? What happened?
While I do not have all the details, it came to my attention that certain individuals of the Rock wanted people like me for reasons that I do not know. And since I was too old for the numbering, or I was just lucky enough that my number never came up, I was not sent to the Rock. There was an accident in one of the tunnels that I used to work in. It was later forced upon me that I be the cause of it. And the punishment was to be sent to the Rock.
Oh.
Now, I was scheduled to leave on a certain boat, and I received a letter saying that there would be people waiting to collect me. I saw fit to, since I needed to leave anyways to protect my family, to leave before that.
Well, I'm glad that you ended up with us.
Now, Miss Arya, the way you said that aren't all of us wanted, etc. I do have to say, though, given what happened on my end, I would say that the council made very clear that I was not wanted.
Well, I want you here, so now you are. You are now wanted, Morgan. There's my friend. And Pocket's friend. As Pocket runs up and nuzzles at her side.
Well, Lyra, if you need to take a break from brushing my hair to do yours, you go right ahead.
No, I can go ahead. I can do it while I'm brushing your hair, Miss Gabby. Don't worry.
Well, thank you.
2 truths and a lie. I am the youngest of 10. I met one of you in a speakeasy in Traveler's Breach. And my grandfather taught me all the skills I know as far as fighting.
For a second, I thought you were going to give us 3 ones like, I'm the youngest of 10, I'm the youngest of 9, or I'm the youngest of 8.
Thought about it.
Well, I think it's certainly possible to have that many siblings. I don't know a lot of Dragonborn. And you also mentioned your grandfather, and I certainly learned something from my grandfather, so that would make sense. But then I think you did meet one of us in Traveler's Breach. I think that one's true. So, one of the other 2. I don't know. You don't strike me as the youngest. I think of you as birth order, you were probably first. So I'm going to say the first one's a lie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I don't think you're the youngest.
Arya, real quick, as a side note, where did you two meet?
Wouldn't you like to know? I know.
Well, because Miss Arya didn't pick it, I'm going to say you didn't learn from your grandfather. Father, maybe, but not grandfather.
I'm gonna go with the youngest of 10 as well.
I think that's a lie as well. You seem much more like a older sister, kinda.
I think that's everyone, Lyra.
I am the oldest of 10.
Knew it.
And I met Arya in a speakeasy in Traveler's Reach.
And that means that you did learn about fighting from your grandfather.
That is correct.
Were the two of you close?
We were very close.
Is he still around? Or?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. He's still, well, not alive. He is my spiritual ancestor.
Oh. How does that work exactly?
When I go into a rage, when somebody attacks one of my party after I've made the attack, then after I've attacked somebody, when in the rage, if they attack one of my party, then my ancestral guardian goes after them. And he is my ancestral guardian.
Do you actually see him when he appears?
Yes.
Does he say anything, or does he just come in to attack?
He just comes in, winks at me, and goes on it.
That must be kind of nice. I was just thinking, like, how nice it would be when I'm baking that one thing I know how to bake, if my grandfather just would appear and wink, and that must be nice.
It is nice. But I bet your grandfather is there when you are baking, that you can hear his voice telling you what to do. Don't you?
I think so.
Everybody has that. Somebody that they remember from their past that tells them how to do something, gets them through when they're having a hard time.
Well, don't let me distract you from your hairbrushing, of course.
Actually, I'm braiding your hair.
Oh, that's nice.
You may not thank me later.
Oh, here's another fun fact. I have a twin sister named Lyra.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, you two are twins?
No. No. Oh, sweetheart, no. No, it's just I have a sister. She's my twin. She's younger, of course. By like 5 minutes, but she's still younger. And yeah, her name is Lyra.
What are the odds?
I know.
I don't know if I told y'all this. I have a brother named Tom.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm. He's older.
He's older. I think I've met him before. Well, not met him, but I saw him.
So, Lyra, what are the names of your 9 siblings?
Go to fantasy fucking name generator. Just pull up Dragonborn and just list off the first 9.
Obviously, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think that.
Kyra.
Elvira,
Oh,
Myra, Kyra, Diane, Mora, Sam, and Joe.
is this one named Aria?
No, I think my parents missed that one. Although that would be quite coincidental. And Andre. I think that's 9. Did I get it, everybody?
I think that's about right.
I think I'm counting on my fingers here. Back to Brady.
Oh, those are lovely cornrows you got there, Miss Gabby.
I'll let her finish before I go to bed.
Arya finished downs the rest of her drink, which is a full glass.
Ogie hands her his.
Oh, thank you for not spitting out anymore.
You're most certainly welcome.
I'm gonna have to bake something for you to drink. Inspiration hits. She's gonna write down something about a like a cream rum.
It's portable.
Amazing. All right. Then all of you knowing one another a little better as the night begins to fade out, begin to take your watches and go to sleep to traverse the next day. And Gabby has cornrows in her hair.
Yep.
I love it.
Lots of them. Teeny tiny little cornrows all over her head.
Perfect. All right. Then in that case, I think we'll do a 10-minute break since we did a 5 before. And then
works.
we'll come back.
All right.
All right, all right. Let's do this. We are back. Just looking Ogie to reconnect here. All right. While they're reconnecting, we can get things going. I think from our previous conversations, you're going to want to approach all stealthy like. Is this correct?
Yep.
Sounds right.
We're gonna try.
All right. And give me that sweet, sweet group stealth check. There we go.
A 19 for Matthias.
Lyra has 18.
Nice.
24.
17.
All right.
So you know how some people put their dice in dice jail? What is the opposite? Like, how do you reward dice for being wonderful?
Did you get an natty 20?
No, I got a 19 though,
Nice.
which still puts me at 26.
I got a grand whopping total of 8.
There it is. Okay.
At least I think it's an 8. Is that a 6? Yep, that's a 6.
Miss Gabby, I love your cornrows.
And, all right, so you proceed here. And you can begin to see the signs of things changing. This day, you are able to stay closer to rocky outcroppings and mountains and formations. Specifically marking them how they work on your wagon. And as you you approach about during the night, close to the night, I should say, where a large flat land begin, where there's no terrain, but dry, cracked land, almost like the Utah Salt Lake. Is nothing. But there are several black wood, essentially X's stood up, each about 100 feet from one another. That seems to create some type of line. And written on each one, simply the words, "This place is ours. Keep out."
Well, that's not a very friendly welcome.
No, it's not. Though we weren't exactly told to expect one.
Well, should we knock?
don't see why we can't.
What are you going to knock on?
If we're being stealthy, I don't know that knocking is explicitly stealthy.
Oh, is that what we're supposed to be doing? Oops, I've been humming to myself this whole time.
Well, maybe us sneaking up on us not our best plan, because I mean, if they're already on edge, if they see us, they're just going to open fire. I thought part of this operation was we were trying to find friends, right? So
Yeah.
maybe we should try to come up with a welcoming caravan.
Well, the only thing I can think of doing is having one of us go out there with just our hands up.
All right, I'll do it.
No, you stay here. If anybody's should do it, it should probably be me, since I've been making the most noise. And
Well, if we're just having somebody walk out into the open in the land of shoot first and look at the bodies for info, it should probably be Lyra.
no, it's
Yes, it should be me. I'm less likely to take as much damage. You're kind of.
I mean, seeing this out, like, I mean, normally you're pretty defensive, but since the canyon, it looks like you're even a little bit more sturdy.
Yeah, I can walk out there with my hands up.
Can we see the watchtowers from where we're at?
You cannot. There's just this place that seems to warn that this point forward, you're not welcome. You do not see the village here. It's probably, get more of an idea, it's a territory marking. And it is dim light now, so how far you can see is inhibited.
I don't know. I'm suddenly second guessing our every move. Just so I'm perfectly clear, so we're all on the same page here. What is it that we were trying to accomplish? Because in my brain, it was telling me that we came here to try to come up with a way to create a trade route so that we could bring more income back home.
I think we were trying to do that, but we were also trying to get information.
The kind of things that are growing inside the Cenarium, our big 15-foot problem, or 20-foot problem now, I guess, are similar to experiments that were done by the company at a place they referred to as Intake. We were told that this particular town has a number of folk that came from Intake, and so they might be able to give us a little bit more information about the nature of the things that are growing and threatening to eat our town.
Well, I mean, I came in at Intake. So do you think somebody that knows Intake should be trying to talk to them? Or because I think if we try and sneak in, we're going to get into a load more trouble.
And on the other hand, the impression that the Jackrabbits gave us was that these things on sight will shoot us and not give us the chance to have a conversation.
Well, what if we go not cross that, but go up to it and make a campfire just before, see if anybody comes and talks to us? Or hold on a second. We met somebody, didn't we? That may have been from this town. with a scarf?
Hmm.
Okay.
You're remembering correctly.
Yeah. We have a way of communicating with somebody.
I didn't realize they were from this town. But yeah, okay.
Who we talking about?
What was her name? It's been so long. Oh goodness.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't-
in that case, let's walk up to like the you said they're like wooden X's or whatever that mark the. Is that what you said they were?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So walk up to one, not cross the line, but walk up to the X's,
And we
and-
just got to tie the scarf around.
and
it.
then yeah, just put the scarf up on the top of one of the X's.
Yeah. I can do that. I've got the scarf right here, and she'll pull it out.
So glad you all remembered that.
What are we talking
I
about?
was dying.
No, we were kind of held up, but not really, by this girl. She came across. Accidentally came across her path. I don't think we actually saw her. We had to keep our backs to her the whole
Oh.
time.
Right, the one you and I talked to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just mage hand it up on the top of the
Oh.
the
Okay.
X.
You okay? I hand it over.
Are you good with that, Arya? Do you want to do it or?
Oh, apologies. If you would like to do that, by all means. I was just thinking that mage hand be easier, but if you want to do that, by all means, go for it. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I've also got mage hand, but I think it's more personal. I think it'd be better if somebody did it, because I think if we don't just walk past and we just tie it and then walk away and keep a distance, I think it should be fine.
By all means, go for it, Arya.
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay. So using mage hand.
No, I'm just gonna walk up to the X, tie it onto it, and then turn around and walk away.
Okay. All right. Is close to night. Do you want to camp at some point around here, or?
I think we should make camp.
You described this as sort of flat and salty, like a sort of flat salt plain.
Yeah.
I would suggest that we go to like the edge of that. Not so that we're like in cover, but sort of respect their space and
Yeah.
be like at the edge of the plane.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Okay. Anything else as you make camp here?
Oh, I guess we'll just sit around the fire and I don't know, maybe just while we're waiting, see if anybody see if anybody comes and sees what's going on. I guess we could make some small talk, get to learn more about each other.
Okay. So you got a fire going.
Yeah.
Miss Gabby, bring me that brush.
All right.
Oh, she's gonna do something wonderful with your hair again tonight.
Brush out all the cornrows.
Oh, wait till you see him after I brush him. It's going to be a poofy mess. She's going to look like a French poodle.
Oh, I can't. What's a French poodle? I can't wait to see this.
It's going to be beautiful, Miss Gabby. Don't worry. It'll be beautiful.
All right.
I love
Yep.
it.
Gabby's gonna have a fro.
Absolutely. Lyra is bored. There is no battle. She got to have something to do.
Absolutely.
She had younger sisters. She used to mess with their hair all the time. She's having fun.
I don't know. Something in me is kind of like, how does it work? How do Dragonborn have hair? Like, it's just.
You know.
Do you not see my hair? Yeah, but it's just in my brain. It's going,
Very good. Go ahead and give me a group perception check with disadvantage, please.
Is the disadvantage because it's dark?
It is, but right. So this would not affect Morgan because of your sun insight.
What about if we have
regular dark vision doesn't work?
Dark vision is there's two realms of this, but dark vision is what gives you the disadvantage further out versus not being able to see more than 10 feet.
19.
Disadvantage sucks. I got a nat 20 and a 17. So 24. Or 23, I'm sorry. No,
13.
21.
22.
Nice.
21. That's right. 21.
Okay. And then
1.
1.
This is so sad.
She's too busy with.
I'm
Yeah,
too
you know,
busy
really
with Gabby's hair,
on the hair.
obviously.
And I'm busy playing with Pocket.
With the what'd you get? Loki?
13.
13. Yeah, that one. There is just a large show that is being made from all of this, and because of that and the noise, Morgan, your senses aren't sharp as they should, and you hear footsteps, but they're about 20 feet from your camp.
I don't turn. Because I remember like we weren't supposed to look at the lady the last time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just say a little bit louder, so it's obviously not just me continue conversation with the group. Welcome and good evening.
Oh, so Arya didn't hear anything with the.
You're going to hear it with Morgan, yes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Morgan just had to give a specific reason why she did not until she got there. But yeah, so you were there as well, Arya. How do you respond?
Oh, Arya's gonna look.
Okay. There are 3 figures. One is dressed from head to toe in red, with only what would be their eyes, but there is some type of dark glass that would cover it. The other 2 are in what looks like brown, dusty leathers. Each of the 2 flanking this figure, have pistols at their sides. You can see specifically designed scenarium. They're smooth, more well made than any scenarium weapons you've ever seen. Like very well crafted. Though to be clear, it's not like the technology is better. It's just what is common is done the best that you've ever seen it. And they stand, and the red figure talks. You've called?
Oh. Oh, yeah. Thank you for answering.
I thank you for showing respect to our boundaries.
Of course. Gabby, you're the person that's in charge of this, what we're needing or wanting, right?
Oh yes,
I remember you, Gabby Ross.
that's me. I'm actually Mayor Ross now.
Not of my town.
No, of course not. Just in Dawn's Hope. And actually, that's why we're here. We were hoping that you might consider a possibility of a trade alliance.
Trade. We have no need of this.
Well, that's well, I thank you for your consideration. See, our town is in need of trade. Obviously not your problem, I know. But as we are hoping to remain here in the area, and as we are going to be neighbors, I just thought it would be the appropriate thing to come down here and meet face to face and show you that courtesy and respect. And in the future, should you decide that there comes a time when you do need trade, just know that our policy will be to happily welcome you so that we can sit down and have those discussions.
Miss Ross, you are embarrassing me. You did not talk like this when I met you. What has that place done to you?
When I came here, I was in distress. I had just run away from the only home I knew in search of my brother, who I was believing to be at the time possibly dead. When I got to the town, I saw that it needed help. And I wanted to do what I could for it. It was a town that had put all of its hope into things that weren't worthy of being placed into. And I'm trying to be something a little better than what they had before.
Mm-hmm. You sound like company.
I grew up with the company, but I am not the company. I can't help that I still speak a certain way. It's how I was brought up. It's how I was raised and educated.
Then give me a courtesy and speak like that woman I met in the dock and tell me your situation.
Gabby doesn't remember how she spoke to this woman before.
Can Arya interject?
Any of you can speak here.
Okay.
So one thing is, please jump into this conversation. Don't let it be just one character. Anybody. Just this is the whole group. Y'all can talk. If someone feels stepped on, we'll time out.
Okay.
But I think for the purpose of this, let's just kind of dig in.
All right.
A little bit.
Because Arya was there too. Well, a lot of things have changed. Stuff has come up, some really, really nasty stuff, and we're actually on in search of not only trade to better our town, but we're also in search of answers to questions that we have, which we heard may be with you guys.
Is this your Black Cenarium issue?
So you've heard or seen? Yep, that's it.
What answers do you think lie with us?
Well,
what do you know of intake?
She looks to the people at her side, and they kind of look back at her We have people from there, or who are formerly from there. Quite a few.
It's a nasty place. And I know that they were doing experimentations on people with this stuff.
Experimentation on growing things with the crystal, similar to what's growing in the 20-foot crystals growing outside our town. One of the reasons we were here is that your people might have information about intake and what was going on there, such that the crystal don't continue to grow and you don't have 30-foot monstrosities coming from the remains of our town to yours.
This is a mutual threat.
Unfortunately.
It's a threat to everything on this island. We do not mean to make our problems yours. But if this is unchecked, I do not know that anywhere will be safe.
All right. Whoever would like to can make the persuasion check with advantage.
I think Arya is going to be the best at that one.
Okay.
I think Arya sucked the most, yeah.
15.
15. Well, Arya, my friend speaks highly of you.
Friend?
Yes. But, tell me, what is names of your friends from intake, please?
Well, there's Shiloh. Oh God, what was her name? It's been so long since I've thought of these people. Oh my God. Can you help me out here, Matt?
So do you remember the names? Does Arya remember the names?
Arya would remember their names after getting all that information back, but
From
Courtney
before.
Courtney is
Cool.
not remembering all their names. I remember Cassie.
Shiloh, Cassie, Tilly, and El Toro.
Tilly, El Toro, Wozy.
And she looks at the one to her left, and they nod. And a hat comes in, and huge ears flop up. Then you see Wozy.
Wozy! She just runs over to Wozy and just gives her the biggest hug. Scoops her up.
It is a little cold at first, stiff, but then embraces hard. I'm glad you haven't died.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I couldn't remember hardly anything until just recently.
That's why I think that's why all of us made sure you got somewhere obviously safe or somewhere before we had to go.
But have you heard of anything of Shiloh?
Shiloh didn't want to stay here, and he was here at first, but he moved on pretty quick.
Gotcha. Okay. What about Cassie?
Cassie, I think, is still in intake.
Ugh.
The last when I saw her, Cassie,
Yeah.
she views everything as sunshine.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. It's really good to see you again, Rosie.
She just nods. She puts her hat back on and she looks to a woman again. Well, if it is expertise you need, we might be able to provide. You think that those from Erdentake may know of this black crystal?
We're pretty certain, yeah.
She removes 6 red threads that have a glowing white thread. Sorry, red braided strings that have a glowing white string within them. You can see it's like a cenarium fabric. And you see she's removing them from a black bag that is not unlike the material that have seen to hold certain types of cenarium in of late. She goes, I shall place these then. It will take us till dawn to get back into our city. But once there, sometime after sunset, these will fade, at which point you are strangers again.
Okay.
Should our people wish to offer further guidance, that will be their decision. I am permitted to give this courtesy. That is all I am able to do for you.
That sounds fair. What do you guys think?
To be clear, is there like we're each being given one, or
Yes.
is this just okay?
That's 6 that she's taken out and given one to each of you. It's roughly 24 hours. She says, then she points to the cenarium strand. She goes, let it stop singing, and you are considered trespassers in our land.
I'll point to the scarf that's up on the wooden cross. Would you permit us to keep this if we need to have conversations again in the future?
We will leave it there. You may retrieve it when you leave.
Thank you.
And Wozy will, as the other two turn, Wozy kind of steps forward to all of you again. This kind of gray rabbit fur with a pinkish nose. She goes, they mean what they say. Do not overstay. They'll kill you.
I understand completely, Rosie.
Well, we better get there quickly then.
All right. Now, the rest of this trek is a good 6 hours. So essentially, this is going to not work with your long rest. So I will need con saves.
Ew. Okay. I'm gonna use my inspiration on this.
I got an 8.
21.
13.
13.
17.
And Gabby?
Yeah.
What did you get? I must have missed it.
I'm sorry?
What did you get for the con save?
Oh. Hold on.
She's worried about her hair.
18.
Right. Then Matthias, you will have a level of exhaustion with the 8. and the rest of you are good to go. As you're led across the plain here, the correct land. And as you do so, this will take some time, but she is willing to talk to you, answer any questions that you have as far as it's concerned. She says, I do not know about your dark crystals, but there are many in our place that come from many places. They may talk to you, they may not. But for what is worth, I will, and my friends here, and they nod at her, will spread the word of the issue and how it could threaten us. Loosen their tongues a bit. Is there go ahead.
No, it doesn't. Sounds like a sounds like a I'm probably overstepping my bounds, but are you like a leader of sorts here?
We all have our roles. I am responsible for those who come from the outside. Actually, our friend here, points to the one that has not spoken yet. When I look out, he saw your red sash as he was aiming should you have crossed the barrier. And that is my responsibility. My snipers, and as you understood from before, to see who might cross nearby and what is going on. Of course, some of your village from other days crossed into and became part of our community. But I am responsible for information, and thusly it is myself who is the first interview, you could say, of whether or not you get to talk, become a citizen, or in your case, have a visit. But there's in rare cases we risk much conversation. We like to. Well, the dead can't hurt us. So most people are better off that way.
That's one way of looking at it, I suppose.
You mentioned you don't need trade. Is there anything y'all do need?
We need... Most people would simply say we need to be left alone. More comes here and... ours is a curious issue. I'm well aware that, well, this place will shrink eventually. The rock. And thus, we will not be who we are. But others... well... Intake, for example. Many die their first day there. Are murdered, really. For sport. For entertainment. And those who do survive either become murderers themselves or make their way here, or both. And those who are here from that place have no desire to meet with those who were awful enough to survive it.
Well, I'm sorry, but why are y'all here?
To be alone. To be away from everything. I think much like the dreams of those who come from Dawn's Hope. To exist on our own without any company or
Well,
society telling us what to do.
Okay, well, at no point has Dawn's Hope, under its current government, asked or demanded anything. And I know you don't want society telling you what to do and the company not telling you what to do. No one over here is telling y'all what to do. Came here just to talk about a possibility of a friendly trade agreement and have been greeted with hostility from your friends. Now, I don't know why. I mean, genuinely have no idea why I'm being treated like that, but I am curious because you said everybody here has a role. Everybody here is in charge of something.
Yes.
So what is she in charge of? Everything?
So this has been the woman in red talking, not Wozy.
I am so lost.
It's
Okay,
okay.
so no, I'll just direct it to her then.
Yeah. She's. You talk of trade. I simply have stated that we pride ourselves on being self-sufficient.
No, actually, that's not correct. I came here and asked about the possibility of a trade alliance, and you essentially mocked the very idea and said you had no need of trade, correct?
This
Now-
is true.
Fair enough, but how did you get these impressive armaments of yours?
We made them. People made them here.
Here.
Yes.
So the company was here,
No.
but you have company technology.
We have Cenarium and those who are skilled at it, who fled the places where they became so skilled
So you traded knowledge
within our community, yes,
from people coming into your community.
who became residents of our community.
And
And
there's a
they
lot-
contributed to it.
There's much more knowledge to be had. I mean, you want to just be left alone and be off by yourself? Look, you are free to do so. This is your town, this is your way of life, this is your decision. But all I'm going to say is I came here in peace.
And you are being welcomed in peace, are you not?
Actually, no, I have not. I have been made. You have been demanding I jump through hoops for you. And then you ignored me all entirely. So I don't really understand how that is peace.
They did not shoot us, Miss Ross.
Oh, that's
They are
the
allowing
definition of
us-
peace.
They are allowing us to enter their town to get information that we seek. They don't have to do these things.
No. But they're trading.
You speak truly. Make a persuasion check, Miss Gabby Ross.
Where's my dice? Whoops. Fell on top of dice. All right. 15.
And she stops and turns for a moment. The problem here is, you're right. We are indeed potentially helping, but we do have enough info to know that you have something to do with the problem being caused. So while this is a problem that affects us all, Had you simply been destroyed on your way here, the problem wouldn't be here.
True. So, in other words, things existing outside of this community can affect this community. And in order to make sure those things do not harm your community, it sometimes helps to talk to people outside of the community.
Which is why I gave you a red scarf. Miss Ross, you may call me Starina. Should you wish to talk to the person, Starina, address me as such, and I will talk with you. If you wish to talk to the outrider that I am, the position and authority I wield in this place, you may address me as outrider, but understand these two people, though they are in the same body and share my mind, I am different. The outrider has responsibilities. Serena, she has a heart and a mind of her own. I do not think it is entirely unlike Miss Gabby Ross and Mayor Ross. Though you may just be learning that.
No, you're correct. Because when I speak as Mayor Ross, I have to speak for the people who elected me.
Indeed. So who do you want to talk to you in this moment?
Starina.
Yes, Gabby.
How did this place come to be?
I was not here at the beginning, but I do know one person found Miracle Lake, and then another. And as the story goes, more. And they made their place, and all had a similar story from what I understand, that they had been thrown out of their places, either usually by betrayal, and thus really didn't trust much of anybody except those who were on death's door, at the rock almost killing them. And it started with the idea that the only people who were not killed were the dying. The dying were nursed back to health and welcomed back. This place slowly grew. People here had children. And I came dying. And I was rescued. Wozie came here dying and was rescued. And my office that I now occupy was given the task that I go out and find those who maybe could be welcomed in, find them before, potentially.
And all this time later, is it still your desire to be here?
Yes. They rescued me. I had nowhere else to go.
But now,
Yeah, go ahead.
But now that there are other places to go, it's still your desire to stay here?
Yes. After So many places not wanting me. The one that took their chance on me deserves my loyalty.
I don't know. I grew up in company. I was expected to become an executive, and they wanted me. They trained me. That's why I talk the way I talk. I dress the way I dress. It doesn't earn me a lot of personal friends, but it makes me business savvy. And the moment that I've met Dawn's Hope, I realized there was a better place. Sure, the company gave me food, a good life, an education, everything a person likely envies because they don't understand it. But loyalty, it's not about being in the right place at the right time. Loyalty has to be something you genuinely believe in. And if you genuinely believe that this place, in its philosophy, if you genuinely believe this should be the way things are, then so be it. All I say is Dawn's Hope would just like to be a neighbor to this place. And I know I'm not talking to the office right now. I'm talking to a person.
And I don't know if that's impossible, Gabby. And as the officer told you, this place is very self-sufficient. It has existed by itself long before people came to Dawn's Hope, and it accepted those from Dawn's Hope. And we know, I'm not sure you do, but we know that Dawn's Hope is still watched by the company. And that makes many uncomfortable with having dealings. Now again, that authority rests to my office, so you're allowed this time. What I would say to you is any amount of advice, if you want to truly convince people, is people were never accepted here because of a value they could bring. They were accepted because they were dying. Because it was likely that they maybe could not bring or pay back the aid that was given to them. It thrives, and always has, from my understanding, off the insane gratitude that one gets when one's life is saved. Loyalty that breeds. It is a hard time trusting those it has not saved. It does not think like you.
I can at least respect that, though.
You can. And if you can use that, I personally feel, for what has to be coming. That no place can survive by itself for long. But I don't speak for these people. I speak for the outside.
Those are all of Gabby's questions.
Morgan will turn to her. And as politely as possible, Outrider, do you know my role in Dawn's Hope?
I believe you're a deputy.
May I also have the privilege of speaking to you outside of roles?
Certainly.
Then, Starina, as Morgan, I will say that some of what I know that I, as Morgan, cannot share is that the company continues to watch Dawn's Hope. You are right. But they watch Dawn's Hope because it has a secret there that I cannot share. But if Dawn's Hope fails, if Dawn's Hope cannot stand up against the company will take the rock. All of it. I don't mean that in my role, I mean that as Morgan. I am terrified for the sake of this whole place. I don't know how to do what you and Miss Gabby are doing here as people. I don't know how to do that, deputy to outrider. But I fear that if we are only allowed to talk officially in our roles as they are, that the only thing that will happen is that we get in each other's way and we stumble over each other and the company wins because we can't have the conversations that we're having now. Does that make sense?
Does. And it was your friend Gabby here who remember I called her by her name and she referred to herself as her title.
Yes.
But I am happy to talk as people. Just understand it is only as people. What I mean by my officialness is I try to explain the rules. I don't want things to be muddy for you.
And that clarity is very appreciated. I would certainly hate for us to unintentionally overstay our welcome and be met with the consequences. I guess I'm asking as much help as you can give person to person. If there is any advice you have, any suggestions, any ways of doing things that would make the conversation easier. I know the city, and I know the roles are self-sufficient and independent, and they only trust what they've saved. So I don't know how to start the conversation. But I fear that if it isn't started, then we're all doomed.
Well, hopefully we can start this conversation. As we get to town, though, I would say I will be I will need to distance myself from you a bit.
It's entirely understood.
It would only hurt your cause. So in town, I will be expected to be my role, as it is my role that has invited you, not Starina. But speak honestly and true. Find my people. We have a culture where we like things to be straightforward and clear. You say you have a thing you cannot talk about. That is potentially problematic, but I don't know. But I told you they have come. They have come here. All have come here in a state of dying, and that typically came from betrayal. And so it is many here, which I honestly do not agree with, but many here view that as they would rather stare down a threat and allow it to gun them down than for the threat to arise out of their trust, toss them aside into a desert of death again. Trust is why many ended up dying in the wilderness. It is why I did. And it is of my more open views on the subject that I think I was made to be an outrider. Because I can have a bit more compassion than some of the others. Anything else you want to say?
Morgan's rolling some of that stuff around in her head. Betrayal does change one's view. There is no doubt. But I suppose Well, maybe I am just being cynical, but it feels as though there is none of my betrayals were acute enough, singular enough for me to cling to.
If I would say there's a flaw in our society here, is that we never seem to let go of betrayal. It's taught to our kids. It is, I think, a culture at this point. That is not maybe the best thing. But it is our identity now. We shall see. Anything else for
I think Arya would have more of a quiet conversation with Wozy. What happened to you guys?
Oh, I kept on taking jobs, and we split. I could never I could never bring myself to join the people. El Toro and Shiloh and the others. They just were fine. They were fine with the torture. Pain. They didn't love it, but they were okay with it, just like you were.
El
And
Toro was okay with what was happening to the animals?
in a way. He was fine. He saw that he said they were just a new animal. And to this day, I look at your mounts there and I see a tortured creature. Cruelty. Like your voice, cruelty. And it's fine. This place has at least taught me that I can think that and simply be. It's why Outrider is good for me. Why I'm left of Outrider. But yes. And you all talk of an alliance, and to me, I just see more people who want to torture the creatures of this land.
I'm sorry I didn't see it your way.
I am better that others don't agree now. But
I can see where you're coming from, though.
Yeah. At any rate, we all had those disagreements. And for me, I wouldn't shut up I still don't think I should have. I'm still happy with the way I behaved, but I'm not happy that everyone else paid the price. We were thrown into the dust. And because of me, we were nearly consumed before Serena found us. And Shiloh and El Toro, they were too angry with me, I think, to stay. But I couldn't drop it.
We all have our demons, so to speak. And I don't know how your dynamic ended up, and personally, and I feel terrible because of everything that happened, and I just maybe if I hadn't run my mouth, I wouldn't be in this position. So you're not the only one that doesn't know how to shut up.
I can. You look better.
Yeah.
And even you did back then, you look happier.
Do I?
You do.
I think I am. I've got my own saloon.
There you go.
Yeah, I made some stuff. You want some?
Sterling kind of goes, "Go ahead, Wozy." Yes, I would like some.
Do you want mint or cinnamon?
Cinnamon.
She'll pour some cinnamon.
She will drink it right down and cough. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I got a full bottle with your name on it, and I'll hand her the rest of the bottle.
Now that is something people will want. And Serena kind of gives her a look. I mean, people might like it. And she kind of looks at you and gives a little wozy rabbit grin.
Yeah. She'll wink back. You know where to find me. You know where to get it. You're always welcome in the saloon if you ever get the chance.
She smiles and nods.
You want to try some of this? Asking the other
Trina.
two.
The one shakes her head, and saying, "Sir,
All right. Do you want mint or cinnamon?
I would take the mint."
She'll pour her a glass of mint.
He coughs too. Oh yeah. Yes.
I've also got ideas about a cream rum for our little kitty over here.
Wozy leaps back again. Going, "Kitty."
Don't scare Wozy, Ogie. And she'll swat at him with her tail.
That is a Weskerly kitty.
Very much so. But honestly, his hiss is worse than his bite.
Anything else?
Sterinia, can you give us any direction as to who we should talk to for the information that we're looking for? So we're not looking around town.
I suppose. You would. I don't know everyone as far as what they do, but two things. There are those who work with the crystal, with Sonarium. They were engineers in intake. They would be the Garadaus, two brothers. And then there is Michael. Just Michael. He will not touch Sonarium. He looks at it like it betrayed him. Such pain, in my experience, only comes from a deep knowledge. If you can get him to talk to you about it.
Well, we will certainly try.
All right. In that case, dawn begins to break. And you see there is shadows of towers. No walls, just towers where you can see the glint of metal, of Cenarium weapons. Those people who possibly have been following you in their sights for some time. And houses, nothing orderly. It is mismatched. There's no lanes or streets, just people kind of popped up where they wanted and have made a type of settlement. They look more like glorified tents, some more like cabins, but nothing that would be a home. There's open air workshops where people are working, and children do play, but it is an odd feeling of a emotionally laden people. And as you come into that, we will end for tonight. And we will get back up next week. And I'll say, Dice Carrot, if you can ever be able to play in any of the games, we would love to have you. Though I know it sounds like the budget and money is an issue for you. But for all watching, thank you so much for doing so. And we hope that you will join us next week as we continue the saga of The Rock. All right, good night. Good night.